All right, today's video. Obviously that was not my cell and that was a reenactment. Kind of. All right, anyway, today's video, well, it's partially about a cell that let its magic smoke out and the reason why I definitely want to put a vent in my DIY Powerwall over there. We have here a 302 amp hour cell. I'll get some better pictures of this in a second. This is a 302 amp hour cell from Amazon. Basically, a few months ago, a guy I didn't even know contacted me asking me what my opinion was, etc., on a cell that released its magic smoke. You know, here's my thoughts. I'm speculating one of these cells were overcharged and then therefore released all the magic smoke. I personally only know one other person, and if he allows me, I'll insert those pictures here. He got the cells from Alibaba or AliExpress just like the rest of us, and I think whenever he was recharging all the cells so he could do a top balance, he was using a Dali Smart BMS, and the Dali Smart BMS wasn't reading one of the cells correctly. It was showing correctly as in, like, let's say 3.5 volts, however the actual cell was much higher, and it also released the magic smoke. Anyway, I'm just speculating that's what happened with this one as well. So the quick story for this cell is the guy was, you know, at work just like we all do. Wife gets home and the garage is full of smoke, kind of like the house is on fire. Of course, immediately she calls the fire department and then immediately calls the husband up and says the house is on fire. Meanwhile, the fire department's inside, determined that it is one of the batteries. Fire department tells the husband that they're just gonna start ripping batteries out and throwing them out in the driveway so they can douse it in water. Husband says, no, don't do that. You're probably going to make it worse. Long story short, he gets out there and they finally are able to get one of the cells out. Obviously the one that released the magic smoke. Apparently it got like over 280 degrees inside the box. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So now he's down to a 15S. So everybody always asks why I want to put a vent in my Powerwall because these don't catch fire, etc. You're right, they typically don't catch fire. However, if they do release the magic smoke, I do not want any of that stuff inside my house because obviously my system is inside my house. So all I want is a vent in the event that one of these release their magic smoke. I can hopefully pipe most of it outside. That's all I want to do. Anyway, let me zoom in on this and you guys can take a closer look. I also want to mention with this is the magic smoke did not come out of the pressure relief port. He actually pulled this off like a day or two later, you know, just to see if, I don't know, just to see what he could see. So here is the pressure relief port. The little clear plastic thing is still stuck to the tape, but anyway, here's the pressure relief port. You can see his little markings here of him trying to pop it out. Here's the top of the cell, obviously, where the pressure relief port goes. Everything in there, you know, it's just like a solid electrolyte or something right now. You can see how bulged the cell is. You know, it got super hot. Looks like one of the terminals here got super hot and it got all melty. All right, both of them did actually. So all of the magic smoke released out of this bottom corner right down here. So yeah, there you go. Pretty scary deal. It seemed really bad at the time. However, it wasn't as bad as, you know, it could have been. So, and as far as I know, inside the battery box that he was using, you know, I'm pretty sure he had insulators in between the cells, you know, no metal contact or anything like that. The only thing that I can come up with, like I said, is maybe the BMS was reading a cell incorrectly for whatever reason and overcharged the cell. That's the best thing that I could come up with, because normally this does not happen unless you overcharge a cell. So yeah, there you go. Pretty crazy stuff, right? So that's what I want to prevent happening inside my house. I just want it to go outside in the event it does happen. Actually, if you can see right there, that gray cell, he wrapped them all in duct tape just for extra insulation because he did put it back in service and it is working in a 15S, just FYI. I'm actually doing a capacity test on one of his cells right now, just for shits and giggles pretty much. Crazy stuff. All right, so that's what we're gonna do today is we're gonna put a vent system inside my DIY Powerwall 2.0. It's not going to be anything spectacular or crazy or anything like that. To start off with, I'm probably not going to do a fan or anything like that. Honestly, it's probably just going to be a piece of PVC conduit, you know, that goes up, over, and then I'll drill a hole in the side of my house, and that's going to be the extent of it for the most part. And we're going to try to attempt that with that. And these right here. One of those guys to come out of the box. We got the locking nut. We got a little fancy bushing to make it look nice and pretty. 4 different clamps. I got these style of clamps just in case I need them. And then through the house, I'll put one of these. I forget what it's called. It's got threads on one side and you put the conduit on the other. This side with the threads will be sticking through the house. Then I also got, this is a 1/2 inch cutoff riser for a sprinkler. It's got threads on it. Basically, I'm gonna hack that off so it's just the threads. I'm gonna get a screen from like a sink faucet or a hose or something like that. Put that down in there so hopefully I can prevent all the little tiny critters from getting inside the house. That's pretty much it. All right, so, and that does fit in there really, really easy. I'll make it, you know, tight enough so I can still get it out if I need to clean out the screen for some reason, you know, then I can do that. So, and I also just noticed this on the side of the PVC conduit is max 90 degrees C for the wire. So I looked that up online and the melting temperature for this is 212 to 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 to 260 C. And then heat deflection is 198 F or 92 degrees C, which I'm guessing that's what that 90 degrees C is right there. Is this a bad idea with PVC conduit? Could be. I think we're gonna do it anyway. I guess if you guys think it's a real bad idea for a vent with PVC, let me know, and we may or may not change it. I mean, obviously I'm not expecting a smoke event. I've punctured cells and a punctured cell is a little bit different than, you know, a cell that was overcharged and vents that way. But a punctured cell, it didn't actually release its magic smoke for very long. It was just a couple of minutes. I don't know how long this one vented for, but I also know that the wires and stuff that were inside the guy's battery box with the blown up cell, none of those were melted or anything like that. So I kind of think the PVC will be okay, but I don't know. You know, we're just making this shit up as we go. Later on, if I do feel necessary to do so, I will add a fan, but at this current moment, I don't think I'm gonna do a fan. Only because I haven't found the right fan I want to use. I did see some really cool like RC jet engine fans, you know, like a little turbo jet engine. They're really small. They're like, you know, 2 inches small that I could drill a hole in and pop this little fan in there and it could move a lot of air. Probably pretty quickly, but I don't really know how to control those. Maybe one of you guys could help me with that. How do you control a 3-phase RC motor without it going full blast? Because maybe I could use it for cooling too. Let me know down in the comment section. Anyway, let's go over here. All right, over here in the Powerwall area. So we got the 2 battery boxes sitting right over here. Here's what I'm thinking. If I add a fan in the future, not today, it's gonna be in that bottom corner right there. That way, if one of these cells release their magic smoke, smoke can be pushed through the piece of conduit right here, which also houses the wires for the batteries. All right, and then it can go up through this box. So I'll drill a hole right up here, come up, go at a 45 up here, and then another 45 and go straight over to that wall over there, because that's an exterior wall. And I'll drill a hole and I'll just shoot it right out the side. What I'll probably have to do is plug this piece of PVC conduit so smoke can't go this way. It only can go one way, which will be out that hole over there. And again, same for this. If one of these release the magic smoke, it has no other way to go other than out that PVC conduit pipe. I don't know if I actually need a fan. I mean, it could be helpful for cooling, which I don't know if I'll actually need. And then, of course, it could help for removing the smoke much quicker. That's about it. That's the only thing I can come up with why I would actually need a fan. But again, if you guys think I need a fan, let me know. Whoever's keeping count, yeah, let's get to it. All right, first thing we're gonna do is kind of put this piece of PVC up there with a couple of these clamps, you know, roughly where it's gonna go. And then I can see what the offset is on the box so I know where to drill. Kind of like right up here, which I probably didn't bring a marker. No, I didn't, of course. So if I have my pipe right up here, you know, something like this, and then I'm gonna use my calipers right here and measure that distance. Move that out of the way. And then I can mark the top of the box. I know you can't see that, so I'll bring the camera up there. Just kind of bring this right here, and then we'll do a curve to go right down inside that bushing right there, okay? That's basically what we're gonna be doing. Then we'll put another curve up here, and we'll go out over there. All right, we're gonna try one of these step drill bits. Stepchild. Nope. All right, I gotta drill a pilot hole. I think that'll work. Nice. So I should probably put some sealant around that up there so it's, you know, nice and, well, sealed, so no smoke or anything can go around it, which I'll probably do that here in a little bit. We'll get all the other pieces kind of made. There we go. Nice. Now that that piece is in, I'm a little warmed up now. Now we can figure out exactly how we're going to do this with all the little pieces that I had left over, which maybe I should bend a 45-degree first, and maybe if there's enough I can do a 45 on the other end too. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do some 45s. That acts like a heat sink and a weight. Here. I think that'll work. All right, there we go. Sorry about the poor lighting, but there we go. It's gonna go up, follow the stairs, and then once we're up here, just follow the other conduit over to the outside wall. So I'm gonna attempt to bend this where I put a little mark there, but I don't think there's enough room. I might just have to trim it back and then put a bend on another piece. But we'll see what we got. Okie doke. Let's see. I went way too far. Okay. Try that. All right, up here in this little crevice is where I drilled, I don't know, quite a few holes back in the day for my DIY wind generators, and I would shove my extension cords through there. So basically we're just gonna drill out a bigger hole in one of those holes. So that is up here somewhere. All right, it's kind of hard to see up in here. See some holes there. I went outside and put some pencils through the holes just so I could see where they're at. That's basically what we're looking at right here. So we're just gonna drill out one of those holes from the outside. Maybe the white one, since there's like two right next to each other. Kind of hard to see, but there you go. That's where we're going. All right, we're outside. Here's all 3 pencils I put in. This is how I did it way back in the day with my wind generators. I just drilled little tiny holes so I could shove an extension cord through there, which it kind of looks like I should take this hole right here since it's so big. Maybe that's what I'll do. Oh, wife's gonna be pissed. I think we got her. All right, and then we can put this guy in here, you know, however far we need. And then I can put my screen in there and then screw on like a little insert to keep the screen in place. At least that's the thought. We got the hole in there. It'd be cool if I could go up a little bit higher and then back down a little bit. So, you know, if water is sprayed over into this corner, it can't just come rushing in. I don't know how well that'll work, but we're gonna give it a try. I'm gonna cut off like, I don't know, 8 inches or so. Cut off 7.5 inches. Give me a little room to make some bends. Make a bend right here. All right, I am going to attempt to bend this way and then back that way, like a little S bend. And yes, I am completely making this up as I go. Is that gonna work? I have no idea. I go do a fit check. Oh, it's like a Gandalf staff. You shall not right, I got her set in there. I know it's a little out of focus, but that's where we're at. It does go up, you know, a little bit and then out, and then outside there's probably like, 2 or 3 inches sticking out. So I think I could do a little bit better on that curve that's to the right. So let me see what I can do, and then we're gonna call it good. All right, here is the final design, I guess. Basically, I just wanted a curve in there so water couldn't just flow straight through, and this is what I came up with. All right, now we gotta finagle it in. Probably need to put at least 1 clamp in here so it's set at the correct place. Then I can go outside and mark it so I know where to cut it. Let me do that. All right, so we got my mark right here. All right, and then from there we can measure back whatever the fitting is and we should be good. All right, got her cut. Gonna put on the fitting here. I don't know if it would be easier to do it from the inside or the outside. I'm gonna try it from in here. Let's see if we can get it. I should probably glue that, but I'm not going to. All right, here we go. Boom, there we go. All right, so I still have to put the little, little bushing cover on there, but I can do that at any moment. And then here we go. Coming straight out, going straight up. We go along the other pieces of conduit, and then we go into our little S-curve thingy right there, and then we go outside. And then outside, look at that, we're pretty flush with the house. Nice. All right, so next thing I need to do is cut off that little thingy so I can thread it in there, and then I can put a little screen in there. And then I'll probably, fill in the little gaps around the outside, with some silicone or whatever. So we'll try this. If I don't cut my fingers off. All right, now I'm going to cut like a groove in this top ring, so I could either use snap ring pliers or flathead screwdrivers or something, just so if I need to back it out someday to clean out the screen or whatever I need to do, then I can do that. All right, so cut little grooves in there, so if I need to back it out with a screwdriver or something, if it's a little stuck, then I got something to grab onto. All right, here we go. So normally, if I had a screen, I would put the screen in there, and then this will screw in, which will basically keep the screen in place. All right, you follow me? I don't know, what do we think of that idea? Think that's gonna work? I think it's gonna work. All right, there you go. I would say we're looking pretty darn good. Of course, I need to get 2 more clamps to wrap it up. I do need to get a screen for the outside because I thought I had a spare old faucet that I could rob the screen from, but I couldn't find it, so I'll have to get one. And then I'll have to seal up the fitting over here. Actually, all the fittings, just in case these boxes ever fill up with smoke, it can't go out anywhere else other than the PVC conduit. Also, if I didn't mention it earlier, these doors on the side of the battery boxes, they have the rubber seal that's going around the whole outer edge, so whenever you do close the door, it's perfectly sealed. So no smoke can escape through the door, it can only go out the little hole. So there we go, all done. Again, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a fan at this point, but if you guys do think I absolutely need one, put that down in the comment section. There we go, exhaust system complete for the most part. I'd love to hear your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. Don't forget to like that smash button, and I will see you on the next one. Yeah. You never focus on anything that close in your entire life. Why would you focus there now?